This is Cloud Sensor Stamira of Grief. I'll update you on day 11 of the Iran protests. So far, 89 protests have occurred in 21 provinces across Iran, mainly in western regions and smaller, less populated cities. Tehran, Iran's capital, has seen 19 protests with violent crackdowns by security forces rising rapidly. On January 7, security forces opened fire on protesters in 15 cases across 8 provinces, mostly in Tehran, Fars, Kermanshah, Chaharmahal, and Bakhtiari. As protests intensified, the Iranian government tried to block internet access. As clashes in Chaharmahal and Bakhtiari province escalated, authorities blocked internet access to stop further spread. Since protests began in Iran, at least 2,078 people have been arrested and 24 protesters killed by security forces, including 4 minors. Iranian security forces have also suffered casualties. Iranian Revolutionary Guard media reported 2 law enforcement command officers killed by protesters in Chaharmahal and Bakhtiari, and 1 security force member killed in Alam province. This is the first time the Iranian regime has publicly admitted security force deaths. The Iranian regime could use the deaths of security forces as a pretext to intensify its crackdown on Iranian protesters, and the Institute for the Study of War in the United States has also issued a warning about this. Above all, on January 5th, security forces raided a hospital in Ilam province where injured protesters were being treated. They stormed in. The hospital raid drew criticism within the Iranian government, with a member of Ali Khamenei's defense committee criticizing the security forces' actions. 7 Kurdish groups, including anti-government organizations, also called for a general strike across Iran. Kurdish groups in western Iran, including the Democratic Party of Iranian Kurdistan and Kamala Party, have called a general strike after the regime's violent crackdown. In fact, many merchants have responded by closing their shops and joining the protests. Notably, in these protests, the merchants are taking the lead in demonstrating. In fact, during the Islamic Revolution in Iran, it was the merchants who provided financial support to the protesters at that time. As a result, it led to the overthrow of the regime. Now, a similar phenomenon is happening in Iran again. Also, the Mubarazun People's Front, an alliance of Baloch anti-government groups, retaliated against the Iranian regime's violent crackdown on protesters by shooting and killing an officer of the Iranian Law Enforcement Command in Sistan and Baluchistan province. The Mubarazun People's Front said this was in retaliation for the killing and suppression of protesters in Iran. The Mubarazun People's Front warned they would retaliate against any shots from Iranian security forces at protesters, and after killing Iranian soldiers, the consequences are increasing. Iran International reports that since January 2nd, over 800 pro-Iranian Iraqi militiamen from various groups have crossed into Iran through the Iran-Iraq border to form a coalition. They enter Iran claiming to visit the Imam Reza Shrine in Mashhad, but are actually deployed to suppress protests, according to Iran International. Because Iraqi militias aren't linked to Iranian protesters, some analysts believe Iranian security forces might use even harsher crackdowns. Several times, Iraqi militias have entered Iran to help suppress protests, making violent crackdowns on Iranian protests likely soon. I'll end the video here. If there's more news, I'll upload another video. Thank you.